This is a poem about a real live girl who passed away a number of years ago. She lived in a small apartment on the south side of Sarasota. Actually, it was one bedroom, one little tiny room. The bed took up the better part of the room, I think, if I recall right, and she had a great big fluffy white dog who loved her dearly, and she loved that dog. I met her through a friend and went to dinner with her. To say she was unattractive would be cruel, but she was, to me at least. She was lonely. She wanted friendship. And I was struggling with my own problems with PTSD, and I just wanted to be alone. It had nothing to do with her. So, in any event, she came to me years after her death and spoke to me through two men standing on a street corner, and this is the story. It's called The Girl Who Lived Behind. And the song, the music, is She Ain't Coming Back. The girl who lived behind most surely slowly lost her mind, for cursed she was in her mother's womb. She now sleeps, lays lonely in her tomb. Her spirit, untrapped from flesh and bone, her by a knife's edge she had worked to hone, and laid her down in warm water, her thoughts now resting from their desperate swarm. The cut was quick, the blade was swift, and she began in slight pain to drift, and dreamt of days that might have been, were it not her curse for some unknown sin that left her born an unpleasant sight, though she wished with all her might for one dance at her high school prom, for one date with a boy named Tom. The dog she loved had been recent put away, and now she had not any need to stay. So alone she laid within her bath, and as the world slipped she gave a laugh, and an empty thought, the joke of life, which for her had been but strife. She came years later, stood next to me. Two men, not known, spoke that she was now free. The shackles, bondage had slipped away, as life had drained, she could not stay, but came years later wanting me to know that she had simply had to go, and had wept that thoughtless night, her eyes burning in clouded sight, and stood before her bathroom mirror and cursed her life, death's choice the clearer. The door had closed, I simply had to go, not knowing what to say. The dear tears did flow, an offer made by she for me to stay, but I had to leave to go my way. Disturbed, I found her birthright curse, not grown enough myself to nurse. The lost and lonely bear laid feeling there, the hungry, haunting, sadly painful stare. And I in shame did in wild confusion slink away, while she said, "Welcome, come, please stay. Stay this night and warm my bed, or else a broken heart shall leave me dead. A friend is all I need, nothing else. A friend is all I want, nothing else." Years passed, and she sudden came, not to cast any shame or blame, simply to say she'd passed and gone her way. But now her presence comes unexpected this day, not to haunt and not to play, but just to say she could not stay. True story. The title, The Girl Who Lived Behind, came from the conversation of these two men. They couldn't really remember her name. They mentioned her father and her mother. But how they identified her was, oh yeah, the girl who lived behind. I thought that was an appropriate title for this story. And I wish her well, wherever she might be. And that's the story of the girl who lived behind. We all have our curses, and she had hers. And I have mine, and you have yours. But the girl who lived behind is gone from you and me. One less life to share with you and me. And I've lost too many friends. And let's just say that this is the end of this piece. I hope you enjoyed it. Love your neighbors and love your friends, because you'll never know when there will come an end. Goodbye.